Hey guys, starting coming at you with another game of Total War 190 Expanded. Three Kingdoms, that's the name of the game. 190 Expanded is the name of the quite extraordinary mod pack. We're here. The year is 211, and Qiuliju of the Wuhuan people is the Emperor of China. Just not everybody knows it yet, but when you look at that, you can see that he's the Emperor of China, and Korea too. We've got vast webs of vassalage. We've got vassalage, even. We've got all sorts of stuff lined up here. Dongmin is... Oh, we finally pieced out there. I don't remember how that... Oh, because Yuan Shao was his vassal lord, and then you got rid of him. Alright, yeah. Well, so all we're doing now is trying to win, and also it'll be a good showcase of how the computer's late-game army building is going, right? Here we see a pretty cartoony, brutal cav army, but, you know, We've got some elements of our own to fight against the foe. You know, we've got all sorts of things. Do we want to? 'Cause I don't think we have really too many people on deck, but that doesn't mean that we can't. ZJ, my girl. Don't be a spy. Up, definitely a suspicion. Well, you know. You know, one won't hurt. But we need to recruit just people of adequate level that are in the pool, right? Of good moral character. Of adequate level. What's going on with her? Algon doesn't exist anymore. Hey, Ellie. Oh, you said you just watched what Lily just talked about. Lots of fun. Yeah. Tough battle. Very interesting story beat, right? Where, you know, you almost think you know where it's going, and then it just takes entirely off. And, oh, they fooled me. Luji is the name of this person, not Lurji, my girl. There's umlauts on her name. It's a whole different sound. I just don't do it right, you know. Anyway, we don't need to build anything basically ever again beyond, you know, just our horde buildings here, but we just need to get some folks into the pool. We need to take our second best girl's axes away because she's a spy, and I will give them back later if she's good. We will make her the... Senior officers? Are any of these that give satisfaction? No. Yeah, Lobon doesn't need that title anymore. You can have a better one, because General-in-Chief is, like, not even as cool as... Yeah, why not the Lord of Thunder? There you go, buddy. And now we'll lie to her and tell her that she can be... it's on cooldown. It'll be fine. 12 satisfaction. Do we not have a 16 in here? Nope. Yes, we'll take this one. But she does like me. She's just probably a spy is all. But that doesn't mean that she won't act right eventually. And all we need to do now is start raising up forces, not her. She can't be trusted. Here, and having remembered very much at the end of the campaign that we can get captain retinues, that's what we're going to start doing. And we're just going to get... I'm like, this will be a good way to do it, yeah. And then we'll get a quite nice split there. And then he can get some headhunters and some bringers of peace? Question mark? No. What's kind of quality greens can we get? These guys are solid, right? They're lowish morale, but they've got like the shooty backline stuff, yeah. And then we've got some archers, a little bit. Are these? No. Definitely not better than us. Alright, yeah. And then this army, because we're going to start spinning up, because if we can do an army like that for 5k, you know, we're just going to start getting these captain retinues, and then we're going to be able to get a big dramatic push if I start going. Of course, there will be some fighting to do over here, but we've got a lot of power coming down the mountain. Oh yeah, and they were just sort of moving there. They were chasing someone or something. It doesn't matter anymore. The kingdom of Wu, you know, Sun Jian gets to live like 20 more years and probably be a terrible father. I'm not sorry I said it. So he's already had a much better run than what he gets in history. He's not going to be too upset about all this. Yo2 is a bandit down there, so we might as well get everybody fighting as much as they want. Like, I want all of our guys to, you know, to feel the desire to help. Now, some of them are quite far away, but, you know, there's plenty of other wars, and I'd be happy to see them involved in those too. Just not with each other. You never know, but right now they are all, like, super stoked on me. Look, you vassalize the entire south, all of it. Beautiful. That's what you call real geographic security. 2 turns, you know, if you move fast. Yeah, so Wu even likes me right now because of how much I beat the brakes off of Yuan Shao. He's just super impressed. But, you know, we're not slowing down. We are, if anything, moving slightly quicker than before. That's the dream. I don't know if it's gonna pan out, but you know, we've got everybody here, right? And we have gigantic movement range on top of it. So when our mighty forces march to war, you know, they're gonna get there right quick. There's not gonna be too much of a worry about all that. And our armies are, you know, not imperialized yet. We don't have that many levels, you know, and we're bandits, so our imperial troops, although very good, are in a lot of ways not much better than what we already have. But I mean, he doesn't need to be here anymore. And we re-recruit him over there, and I think we can do, when we drop this guy, we can give Qinggong the horde buildings from that, is how it works, and we'll just go ahead and drop this stack. I don't think she had any buildings, yeah. Sima Yi? Oh no, Saiyan. I was like, I think they have the same appearance. Like, his name was there, but all I saw was his face. I'm like, I don't even remember the event for you existing. If anything, he should work for me. In here, we're gonna just try to... Yeah, we're moving to ambush there. We're trying to, and then here we'll recruit... Not you. And the great thing about captain retinues is you can use them in the late game. they're quick, you know, and you don't get attached. Here, what are we missing? Some grains, the rear guards, and then we'll get some Marines. Swap these for troops that aren't. Nothing. What do we want here? Yes, the hardened ones. These categories, yeah, they're really quite good. They really are. And you have 200k. You never wants to trade you feel that should be awakened. You should indeed. And also, hello, Mr. Peanut. Good to see you. But yeah, no, they're you know, these are the elite ones that you get once you're already the king. So, and then here we're just gonna peek out our head. It's like I don't know what Simao thinks is gonna happen, but it's gonna be rough for him. And on this front, this army can just sort of like stay here forever, question mark. Feels wasteful. But if we're not at war with Domin, then we can at least move down here to stand in the breach against this guy. Or deal with them, yes. And due to the way the map is, we don't really need an army defending the capital, right? Right. We also don't need to build buildings anymore. We want to move it along. But there we go. Qiuliju walks right into a problem because the thing about our faction is we have gigantic movement. There's nobody in this world that moves better than we do. I thought we were going to get Liu Bade, but we didn't. Moving it along. But some of these Wu armies are very scary indeed, but not like compared to ours, just like compared to an army that you might run into. And that's right, Queen Zhurong is offering us a mercenary contract against Zhufu. Now, I'm not going to take it. I just wanted to point it out, because Zhufu is still alive, and I don't know if I have ever seen... I didn't know he had a flag. I don't know if I have ever seen him live. Ever. I thought his principal role was that he lost to Shamoka on turn 1. But maybe that's not where he is, and I'm thinking of somebody else. I really like the flag because it's like a nice, cool little, like, you know, soft sky blue color, you know. And then, of course, Zheng runs off. Well, you know, we knew she was a spy, and now I can give... Now I can give her weapons to someone who will like them better. Oh yeah, she can't equip these. And these are... primary AP. I mean, yeah, these are cool. They're not like a sentinel weapon anymore, though. He survived in your own too. He's paying you money. Nice. All right, yeah, and here we get them to move on to the water, which is all we need. But Qiuliju is maybe going to be meeting the fate of all of the northern tribes leaders that run into me, which is that he better join up, right? Because we don't play around with them. It's Karen. You know, she's wonderful. We love Karen in this house. And important, you know, it's written in the Book of the Later Han, right, that the Wuhuan don't harm mothers, you know, so it simply wouldn't do, and by general preference, you know, I don't execute generals anyway.
令必行。团结一心。
Get a deluge. She's still rocking out. Gets tenacious. Like someone give this woman a bow, and someone give this woman a bow. Give all of them a bow. They could. I can have a party here. You know, Yuan Tun, why don't you equip these red sisters and see what you can have a party with? That'll be fun. A little less expertise, a little more smash. Soon you can be the first to scale the city wall. All right. So what do we have over here? Now our scouting is active. We've got Jianfeng, my man. Of course, he's on the wrong side, but it's probably because Yuan Shao fired him and, you know, didn't want to listen to him. But here, Sun Jian with a very reputable stack, and then, you know, some scary stuff, right? Two Blade Masters are rough. And then, Cao Run and Sun Fu. We've got, because Hu Mao's now working for us, we've got all this vision here. Well, you know, it,
释放怒火吧！
First, we'll just need to roll up Saimao. Won't take long. As long as I play while I'm talking, like, you know, as long as that happens. So it may never happen. Siege weapons need to get on the road to the south.
正气如火，熊熊不息。一统天下。 出发，正在行进。
So could go. Yeah, we go for it now. Yeah, absolutely.
向前进军，拿起武器。
Who dares wins and all that? Because if they can't stop us from doing this, and they can't, moves over there, they could retreat if the need be, and then we can get in here, and then we've got our foothold immediately, and then we might even be able to force a very big battle, you know, because they're on the river here, so, you know, good job, guys. And if they come over here, of course, we still have our guys defending our foothold here. The last thing we want is for them to make a little bit of progress. Not because it would be a problem, but because it would be mildly embarrassing. The reach there, pretty important. Ballistic rain. Yeah, and then they'll be back next turn, so we can make our landfall here and then get them jumping in. Should be fine. Where's the big guy at? Oh yeah, he's right here. He's dealing with business. We moved him out so we can get the night battle. I recall. I remember it all. Where's Kong Rong going? And like, I don't have a problem with him, but like, where's he going? Brutal stuff, and we get this ambush. we've already beat Jotai on the battlefield and like a bigger thing, you know. Yalu beat him in a duel, if memory serves, you know. We would give him some respect, but, you know, we were trying to move it along, and it's a 2v1 and an ambush. But kinda wanna take it. Nah. I mean, we're trying to only get rid of people that, like, are thematic, right? You know? Oh, and then because this army already made the landfall, they're like, well, I'm gonna go for it. Love that. Because they would have moved up, and then the other one got caught in the ambush. He's like, well, I gotta go help my friend. So an absolute hammering to the forces of Wu here on the river, and you know a great devastation to their ability to do anything about the fact that we're punching across with 3 armies now. Both of us declare well, I mean that would be kind of fun, but I feel like that would just distract people from what they need to do. Well, Tung's gonna get bored eventually, but if we have the vassals called to war against Wu, right? And then we just take Wu's land repeatedly, the war atrocities from taking their land should give us enough of a passive boost with all of our vassals to make them happy. Now that I know that the taking of the land does that, it makes a lot more sense. But yeah, we just need to move it along. So I think basically all of our vassals even like us, which is super rare for me. Most of the time, I get a lot of vassals that don't like me at all. Gan Ning gets cheerful. Good for him. Yeah, so if we even... so Sun Jian is getting lower, but yeah. I mean, most of our vassals like us. Yeah, that's a super long line of our vassals that actually is in like total happy purple face. But of course, the more we release generals, the more mad they'll get at me. So we'll have to move quick. Of course, on this front, they are now in a total devastation. And very dramatically falls over. Huge post-battle loot, of course, because they've got all these expensive troops that they've thrown away. Bring this one up for it as well, and then yeah, we'll take this, and then you suddenly have 300 food. Yes. The Hordes buildings. Yeah, I've made a post about it. I don't know if it'll be changing, but I imagine it is not as desired, you know, because the way, as you've probably figured out, the farming gets distributed to each commandery. Which, if you have any multiplying buildings, then it gets very crazy indeed. But of course, just a passive, I don't have a single food building, and or you have one, you know, three banditry. That doesn't even factor in, right? You know, you get 22 food from farming here, just from hanging out. You know, and you get, that's some of that's taxes too, but still, it's yeah, pretty good. We have a mere 600 food. And we'll wait one more turn to spin up armies here. We'll get him in an ambush here. See how high you can bump the speed? I know. Did you get Sawong? It's already pretty high. But then you got your, you know, let's get a 1%. Let's get a 1%. There's a lot of ways to dip into it. Alright, and here the ambush. Cai Mao thinks better of things somehow. Just the Xiongnu Minor Building. Got him. And of course, this fool being caught out in March. But here, of course, this is more a showcase of how good the movement momentum mechanic is above anything else, because, well, there's not so much they can do about a thing like this, you know. They march away from you, you catch them anyway, and then you get even more movement again. I bet we could end up at Chang'an in one turn here. Just Torox in it. And I'm like, this is the faction leader's army. I meant for him to go to the south, but hey, you know, some startling acts of heroism are their own reward. And, you know, of course, you also, when you get online like this, then the levels just start piling up, you know. Beautiful. And that's how you start, like, over here, and... Wonderful work there, and we can go ahead... Get everybody marching to the south. That's right. It's a party. It's a party in the south of China, and everybody is invited. Oh, none of us were invited? Not a single one of us were invited? That's okay. We're going to show up anyway. I'm sure you've got enough for all of us. Oh no, more of us are coming. No, this is just a few. Seal. Just so. An emperor needs no invitation, nor do his guests. And I'm sure that once we say hello to this vassal king, I think is what he's calling himself, a vassal king in the south. Alright, time for a party. It says, despite our superior forces, they predict a crushing defeat. This is not going to happen. With our superior forces, we're going to have a crushing tie. So what are our real assets? We've got a huge amount of awesome troops, and they really don't. And we'll just keep an eye on if any of these retinues from the map come out. But I think what happened was they just got surprised by our ambush. The ambush didn't work, but you know, the movement did. Julian, she's meticulously organized. You know, I forgot to ever make that report about her, but somebody else did. The important thing here is just to stay organized and try not to get too cute with the groups, right? Because we need to get a lot of people into them. But we're just going to get a little deep set. Yeah, reinforcements from here and here. That's just fine. And all of theirs from the far side of the map. So we will have a great time with our very, very high quality skirmishing troops. And they're pretty shielded as well, you know. So we'll... let's just get to it. And we don't really want to meet them in the middle of the field or anything, and then we'll just get our box into shape. All right, let's go. Alright, and then we drop all of these guys immediately because they are the damaged retinue. Just get these guys in. Alright. Yuan got very beat up in the auto, but that's okay. Alright, great, perfect. We got even more skirmishers out. That's what we want, right? In a big battle like this, that's what we want. They got plenty of desirable targets there while we get everybody into line over here. What we really want is to draw them out this way. You know, we're taking a little bit of fire. It's not so bad. We actually, because we have big model count too, so our cavalry actually has gigantic HP pool. But, you know, we're struggling to get anything going because we're dealing with that. But the longer it takes them to get into position, I mean, we do have Northern Courage to worry about though. So we do need to make a difference, but I think they're going to get into a spot where we can fight them, right? Plus, I bet. You know, we might be wrong about it, though. Like, let's just make these guys 3. But if we get the dragons, if we get their archers pulled out far enough, of course, because the Onyx dragons are 225, they're the same range as we are, then we can just dive them. But we very much need to get an engagement, so we need to draw them towards us in some way. All right, no, we need. Just gonna, you know, we're getting out, we're getting outplayed. We're getting outplayed. They've got way too much range for me to actually shoot at them, so all of our horse archers are functionally useless right now. They won't be the whole time. They're just useless right now. We have 6 minutes or we're gonna lose the game, so we very much need to make them engage. I'm actually a little bit worried. I'm worried. I thought that harass was going to do better. It did actually nothing, though, and we just had to leave because they were going to kill us. Feels bad, but what are you going to do? I don't like cav archers. I should be specific. I love cav archers. I don't like using cav archers because I'm bad. Cav archers as a concept are among the coolest of concepts, and I think they're awesome, and I always want them to be good. But I should only use like one single one. Because I've never ever played with them correctly, and I wish that weren't true, but I'm just too bad. I'm too bad to use them. I was happy because we had so many on the field, and now I'm seeing that it's actually pretty bad that we got that. But fortunately, this is all the armies they have, so we can fight for a couple of minutes, and probably Northern Courage won't happen. This is very, very bad play from us. But nothing to do for it, right? A very useless 5 minutes. At least we didn't lose anything for it. But just an absolute zero of a skirmish phase. An absolute zero of them. But hopefully it'll be okay. Oh, these guys don't have shields. They don't need to be in the front. Alright, we don't have nearly enough people with shields. That's right. But fortunately, they are being incredibly silly with their cavalry here, and they're going to pay the price rather dramatically. Just very, very silly behavior. Who do they think they are? Me? But here, they get absolutely deleted in this fight, because, like, what were they thinking? Like, what were they thinking? But now we're unruly, so, you know, this is about to get weird. Oh yeah, it would have been good to be able to countercharge my troops. All right, where's? Oh, they're flipping out. Well, that's good. That's fine. Oh goodness, not everybody's on fire at will. Well, the good thing about our cav just flipping out is that they'll probably do good work. No, here we... Oh, right. What did we do there? We tried to charge in. Well, that was obviously bad. The thing to remember is we've got a bunch of reinforcements and they don't. But we're seeing here that this is a very bad army composition. These captain retinues are not good for me. I am a bad player and I can't use a regular army. I need an army with a ton of infantry so that I can win, because very clearly cavalry is not good enough to let me win with it. This is way too much cav. We need like 3 cav units, right? And all of the horses should be people on foot. You know, I theoretically should have learned this lesson a super long time ago. I've played this game before. I think just because their stat line was good, I thought it would be a good idea to use them. It wasn't. It was not a good idea to use them, and I shouldn't have used them. Not even that stat line can save me. You just make your favorite choices. You're not gonna play another way. Exactly, right? Like, look at these guys. You see how all of our cavalry here is dying, and the guys on foot aren't. That's why I should run the guys on foot. All of our cavalry are toast. Yeah, we should, because I was thinking, oh, it'll be cool. There'll be, like, backup armies with the mobility, but that's not true. What it is a waste of army slots. They're never going to get value. They're not good. I don't understand how to play this game, so we just gotta fall back on playing like a dwarf. Like, what am I doing playing like an elf over here? Skirmish cavalry? What are we gonna do? Put silver helmets on them next? But I think we're going to lose, actually. So the game was right. The game was right. I think we are going to lose. Because I think we're going to lose the balance, and then Northern Courage is going to kick, and our reinforcements won't get the opportunity to come onto the battlefield. And then they'll defeat us in detail. Well, we might not break here. It's hard to say. We have a great number of incredibly useless units that I thought were good. We can just use them as yellow cavalry, though. They can be good as yellow cavalry. We just don't need to use blue cavalry. One single cav archer, that's all. Never more. Y'all remind me if I ever try to use more than one cavalry archer. One. Yeah, maybe it is. The fault, dear Ellie, is not in all stars, but in ourselves that we are underlings. But, like, look how good our infantry's doing. Look how bad all of the cav is. We should have just brought more infantry. But I think we're gonna swing it over maybe because now enough of our infantry is fighting, you know, so that's good. And the unruly penalty is really biting me though, because there are some times where I want to, like, get a cavalry. That's the other thing too, right? Our cavalry will just stop listening to us. So that makes it very bad indeed to have these units. Yeah. If you can't tell them what to do and they listen, it's no wonder we're losing. Terrible play. Terrible play, very bad army composition. I deserve to lose. I'm not supposed to be Emperor of China. I should concede. Because, like, if you're the Wuhuan and you can't even use horse archers, like, imagine the shame. To be fair, nobody on the field here is actually of the people. But that's hardly an excuse. You know, they're all part of them anyway. But I guess Northern Courage isn't kicking, so we'll probably win just because I have two more armies. No, just one more army here. Maybe we won't. We might just lose. It would make sense if we did. Because this is what I get for pretending to be somebody I'm not. Like, I'm not a cavalry archer. I just like them. If I could give control of the cavalry archers to the AI, I'm sure they could do a good job with it. And, you know, probably, like, everybody who plays this game can do better than me, but I just... There doesn't seem to be a point to trying to use them. Because they were just a total loss. Slow down the gate guard and try to hit him, but, you know, what are you gonna do, right? Got some hidden axes, that'll be nice. But, you know, maybe from the jaws of defeat, we can take an undeserved victory. Charge! Alright. Jeez, what a battle. What a shocking display of incompetence. But, you know, we know what to do. We just drop these retinues, never recruit them again, and then never talk about it ever again. Thus, forgetting the lesson we should have learned today, and then in a couple of months, I'll be like, why don't I recruit a bunch of horse archers? I like them. I bet it'll go great. Garbage. But we somehow win anyway, just because we had more armies. If that was a fair 2v2, we would have gotten obliterated. But that's why there's no incentive to fight fair. I feel like those gyrocopters. Oh, right, yeah, the gyrocopter lesson. You know, the funny thing is, Luke, that I actually learned it with Wood Elf Skirmish Cavalry 10 years ago. Long before I learned it on the internet. and then I kept making that mistake. Have you seen me get like pistoliers before? Have you seen me excitedly like recruit some pistoliers at the beginning of a faction and then lose? Probably. I'll be like, these guys are good. Wrong. Yeah. Not even our amazing buffs and the bandit tech tree can make these good for me.
万民之声不可小觑。
You know, the thing is they're my favorite thing too. So it's I love horseback archery abstractly.
你自找的。
I'm just no good at it. But fortunately, we had enough people on foot to back it up because all of those guys were just useless. Send them back home. We don't need them. We're gonna be the infantry guys here.
坚持不懈，唯有扫清六合，天下才能平定。为了天下苍生，
I think those are the only two of them that we spun up, so...
廉洁奉公，忍受苦难。
Oh yeah, this army's got too many of them. You know, we'll work on it.
又到秋收时节，团结一致。
All right, now that we've relearned that I'm bad, as if how do I forget?
乃承天之恩泽。
Like, how does a person regularly forget their constant failures? These are questions. Don't tell me, I don't want to know. It doesn't matter. Useless. Alright, well that was annoying. I can't believe how bad I am. Like, and I meet every day, and I still forget. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Like, how can a person have such a delusional grasp of their own capabilities when they're themselves every day? I don't know. I don't know. What a useless existence I live. Unable to learn anything. I was born knowing everything I know today. What a waste.
真小儿之见也。金刚，保存体力，以备不时之需。旅途结束，出发。力求上进。 拿起武器，定国安民。
All right, so what are we doing here? It won't even let me give up. Whatever. Well, I'm just gonna take a short break. And I don't know, like go scream or something. I'm suddenly in a mood. But I bet I'll feel fine in a second. And if not, then I'll just turn this off and we'll never talk about it, and I'll delete the video and probably never play this game again. I don't know. Anyway, I'll be back probably. Sorry guys. Sometimes my actual personality comes out a little bit. I apologize. All right. Let's do this. We're probably gonna lose, but we aren't necessarily gonna lose. Are they giving us a wall here? Thought this place was level 6.
只要我等不屈不挠，便是锐不可当之师。
But of course, they'll find this a tough nut to crack. This army, this isn't those other armies. You know, we got real fighters here.
守住城墙，送他们入土吧。
And a wall, and a wall. All right, now our reinforcements here are going to come out with like trebuchets and stuff, which is going to be very funny. Now they are. Oh, I think they got bit. Yes, I think they were bitten very badly by the AI problem. Okay, so what happened here? What happened here is... Or do they have like a character that instantly builds the equipment? But regardless, they don't have any siege equipment. So it's going to be pretty messy for them. Well, Luke, I think it is because bandits aren't... This city is a level 6 city, I think. And bandits aren't supposed to have walls at a level 6 city. But it might have told them they didn't need siege weapons to force an attack because it said bandit 6, not the higher level city, boom. And yet, because it's populating this map, I think that's what's going on. There's holes in the walls? Damage from the earlier siege? Ah, yes, there's holes in the walls. Ah, yes, you got it. But of course, they'll never get in here. This is actually better for us, of course, because having the wall to have guys on is great. And then... Oh, we're just gonna run all the way over these fools. Finally, a task for cavalry. Yep, there you go. We weren't supposed to get the wall, but we did get the wall, and now... Because, like, what are they gonna try to do over here? Doesn't even make sense. But I am happy to let them try.
又是一波，敌人援兵正在接近。实际杀，为了大业，时机已至。
Oh boy, more horse archers. That's not fair. They might be good here.
做好准备，加快步伐，鼓起勇气。
准备就绪。
多少分子，跑起来！骑兵听命，
注意，看，抓紧，准备好了。 我军伏兵已暴露。准备开战，进攻，杀呀！诛灭敌军。准备好了。
Oh, they popped smoke. I'm like, I could have sworn I told these guys to go fight somebody. Oh, wow. Okay, so another thing. If you're unruly on the wall, they'll do wonky stuff. They'll do the thing where they jump off of the wall. That's very bad. Or neutral, because it looks like they'll climb right back up afterward. So that's funny. But yeah, so something to be wary about. These guys can't defend. Also, they're probably going to win over here, because look at all of those troops. It's like more than I thought they could get on a battlefield at a time. This is all of them. Oh my goodness. Oh, wow. Yeah, we're going to lose. This is everybody. This is everything. We're about to get demolished. Wow, wow, wow. Yeah, they get everything. We still have to wait for the one retinue, though. But yikes. Yikes. Maybe it's because it's two different factions for them. Because this is Sai Mao and Wu. So maybe they both get two armies. If so, very cool. Great, love that. It would have affected my planning, but here, if they take this very, very broad overflank sort of position, we need to get people into the center. Yeah, this is very rough. And, you know, learning that they had all those guys a little too late. If we can get these inside, which might happen. But we need to... Yeah, it's not about the breach anymore, because now these people are going to come in. We're going to need to defend the interior. And, oh, yeah, they've got fire arrows, so it's about to get to be the very realist here. Oh, and we told them to run... Oh, my goodness. Awesome. So they, our dudes ran out the front. Our infantry, they ran out the front. Awesome. And the bandit warrior, yeah, okay, great. Good. What a shambles. Oh my goodness. I mean, it's pretty epic. It's super epic. Artie's gonna get there much too late to do anything. Protectors of Heaven can get in here to flank. Because this is gonna go so bad whenever it goes bad. They're just going to get all the way in. Oh wow. It's too much. I'm glad my computer's fine. I'm very proud of the old girl. I've always said the nicest things about her, and you know, y'all know that she's a lady. And but wow, wow, wow. What a shambles. I can't believe this. Oh, me. Oh, my. Because we could have, like, tried to just form up in the center if we had known. It may not have worked. Because here, they're going to crack the center, and it's going to be bad. We need to duel somebody. We need to duel a lot of somebodies. Let's duel... their leader, yes. Protectors of Heaven in here, and then at least we're in the back here with these two. She's not facing us. No, she is facing us. I was like, let's try to shoot her. Alright, gunning. Alright, there's a block here or there. We need...
速速前进，放箭，
There we go. Maybe that'll help. Don't get charged down, my girl. Keep on rolling. Oh, and he's really thinking about using his ability. You know, good for him.
准备好了，
时机已至，
And of course here we win this duel, of course.
做好准备。
And that'll at least help some. And they're trying to take the inside. We'll be able to stop this there. We got the headhunters on the case. That's not stopping anybody from streaming in here, of course. Alright, who to duel next? Because if he can keep dueling, like, forever, then... Because he's a monster. He's the best around. No one's going to ever bring him down. We need to get in here for a roar.
注意，你太弱了，
挺住，加速前进。
进军，
There we go. Or not. Well, we've still got a little bit of people holding on here. Oh my goodness, all of these people. Oh wow. Is our artillery... Nope. Yikes. Well, you know, actually, Gan Ning here, doing beautifully. Doing super well, and they're all running. Merc Infantry have a huge charge bonus. We can break him here a bit. And he's about to win this too, right? And they're not going to love that.
时机已至，
Protectors of Heaven there doing very well. And they're, you know, as they get inside... Oh no, Red Cav, get away, get away! Oh, I don't know what these guys are doing here. They got totally caught. Merc Archers. Yikes. Here, you go help.
进，跑步，
It's a pretty valuable unit to lose. Nobody else wants to duel him. That's a shame. He'd be real good at it.
不要有停，加速前进，
And then here we just need to... On this front, our Chosen of the Eight Immortals and the Protectors of Heaven, they are truly protecting the heavens, but you know, it's about to be real bad for us here. How's the center doing? Stabilizing, hero comes in, hits a roar, but it's not enough to, yeah, it's not enough to save him because it's yellow dragons on him here,
敌军
jeez.
士兵正在溃逃，
And like, did I run at these guys on purpose? I must have done.
加快脚步，
Yeah, we're about to be having the Zhanbei Headhunters here, though, fighting against people. They don't know what they're in for fighting the Headhunters. They'll win that fight against them all day long, twice on the Sunday. Well, we got to get back over here. Yeesh. Thousands of them here. All right, and finally now, oh, you know, now our siege weapons are online.
时机已至，
Oh, we can't
速速前进，
do the ability. Of course we can't.
加快脚步，加快速度，
Oh, he's on foot now. That makes sense. Well, you know, you just stay in here, buddy, and
感受大地的愤怒吧！射杀敌军，
the Protectors of Heaven are about to run here. We don't have anything to keep them running or online. All right, the Headhunters demolish all comers.
注意，
复活讨贼，杀，冲啊！尽情厮杀，你太弱了。
准备就绪，跟我进行。万箭齐发，无情无义，赶快赶快！
Green's on them there, but they're getting inside. We don't have anything for this. Yeah, we're, that's a loss, all right. Yeesh. I mean, probably. Maybe. Oh, man, we left Gending in there for about 1 second without noticing. And look at what they did to him. Of course. At least the champion is still here fighting. I can't believe these guys are still brawling. Good for them, right? And at least, you know, our archers are getting engaged. And, you know, with... some of that working out. I don't want... Yeah, red cav on your yellow cav. The disaster matchup. Because if we don't get in here, then they just win. Yeah, I think we're gonna lose. Yeah, I sure do. Yeah, that looks too. Yeah, it's what a disaster, right? What a disaster! I can't believe they let them bring everybody. Yeah, nobody else wants to duel him, so he can't heal anymore. What a champion. Hey, Supingan! Nice to see you, buddy. Glad you could show up. Here, though, he drives them before him. Very nice. Oh, Shin Royal Guard, you got anti-large. Get in there. But, you know, maybe... You never know, right? You never know. He's got the glaive, too, which is the ideal weapon for this kind of work. They're still all up in here, and the Treb is still arcing over the wall. And now they got archers coming in, and of course we've broken here. And the mighty Zhang Yuyin cannot stand alone, but he's still standing. He won't run. He is the unbreakable. And Supingan doesn't want him to have all the glory, so our troops charge in to try to help, and it doesn't work at all. Like, please, y'all, take the door in. Alright. Crucially, we have now beaten all of them down. We get hidden axers here. And they are going to lose the archer duel to us very, very harshly. We've still got plenty of ammo. And we got big shields in the front, right? So as they approach, we're gonna tune them up. But then, you know, how are we going to try to make it matter later? But we'll see. You know, we're not gonna have our problems, right? We're gonna get on this wall and then shoot at people as they run away. And Supion is right now trying to make sure that I never fire him again by delivering a great performance. Yellow versus red, but they're still getting shot up, and I would rather them be fighting here than, yes, there we go. Beautiful stuff. Beating them down here. What a battle. What a battle. What a battle. I actually think we're gonna do it. I think we're gonna do it. And I'm so amped. Alright, all the bad feelings of being bad at the game are gone. We just need to play to our strengths, right? We just need to play to our strengths. I think we're gonna do it. I think we got it. Cause, you know, keep in mind, they don't have any more reinforcements coming. They got all those at the beginning. Yeah, I think we're getting it. Alright. Alright. Yeah, and a ton of them are out of ammo because they were shooting into the original thing. Oh yeah, no, they got no chance. They got no chance at all. Because I actually totally forgot about our last retinue coming in. But these Wuhuan Lancers, the 2 stacks of them, they're going to be real good for this final Imperial Lancer Cavalry. Ooh! These are the biggest, baddest dudes that there are. Run away, run away! They have mighty knockback and a ton of charge. They're going to melt these guys here. This is very bad, but... you know, we're going to try to answer them. But we should have enough to just shoot him up, right? Yeah. It's still going to be a great... like, that charge almost would have buckled all of this. Oh, and then he hits him with a charge block and resistance thing. Brutal. But there we go. Where are our horses? Because now we're gonna tune them up. These are the natural predators of the Imperial Palace Lancer Cavalry, the Imperial Lancer Cavalry. Oh my goodness, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Our troops are so good. Our troops are so good, y'all. Not the horse archers, but everybody else. Thanks to the Chongan. Exactly. You know, they suit me just fine, don't they? They have shields, they shoot, they're brave. The yellow cav is the kind of skirmish cav I could do. Amazing. I can't believe that. I was sure we weren't gonna make it work. We won those 2 of those, and Zhang Yuyan making himself a huge hero, and yeah, you know, our siege weapons showing up right on time to smash through and make all of them run away, which is pretty clutch too. I mean, it was a good performance all around. I would have centered my defense more if I had known that we were going to see 4 armies deploy at one time. You know, she's not even hot. And that's why it makes me so mad when my computer crashes in this game. When I'm like, y'all, I could play against 4 armies. But anyway, there we go. Who splashes? For Binding Fury? Binding Fury... The splash appears to be, like, very, very tiny. I think it's more like, it'll hit, like, I don't know the number, but it seems like, it looks like it hits, like, 2 or 3 units. So, like, if you're in the middle of a mix, it would hit more than one thing. But I think almost all of the abilities in the game are listed as having splash damage. Oh, Oh, they, there was a, strategist around. For a lot of it, that was deluging it. But they do work sometimes. After that, well, you know, what a wonderful time. Oh, this is what it was. Okay, yeah. So, Sun Fu was instant siege equipment building, maybe? I think it was the wall damage pre-existing. Because they didn't have any siege equipment there, but...
他们受的苦也够多了。快去！
But yeah, absolutely
都是为各自信
insane.
念而战罢了。
And, you know, some of those backup armies weren't as good as the original ones, sure, but it's still... There were all 4 of them at one time. That was no...
与我等共赴战场吧。
That was no normal
我放弃一下吧。
experience. How awesome. You know, that felt so good that, you know, I'll say, I think I'm ready to recruit cavalry archers again. Yeah, I'm ready to try. But yeah, what a bit of genius, yeah. So of course, and as I was saying, you know, it's supposed to not have walls because settlement has walls is not yet true, but it's possible. If y'all have played Bandits, have you noticed your cities having walls when they ought not? Or when you take them over from people and they hit you back? Could be a thing to think about. But here, of course, we're going to be able to wrap them up very beautifully because, well, we've got all the other armies here. That was a good reinforcement range, right? That's what Reach is all about. Here we're going to starve out just because we're going to bring the other army down. And hopefully... No, we're gonna... Yeah, we'll hit him first. He's in March. What a movement range, right? Pick him up with your halberd. These are John-based actually rules. Indeed we do. Most of them are wise enough to join.
一统天下，我军所向披靡，怒吼吧！ 大义将临，莫敢不从。谨遵
Zhang
命令。
Miao, good to have you, buddy. And now they're stuck in the marshes above Redcliffe. That's a shame for him, ain't it? We can't really get to him here, which means we won't really try to.
"百目之中，阴阳平衡。"
We'll swap him out for Swift Skirmishers. Oh, no, she's one of the Koreans, right? Yeah, we'll keep the last bit of local flavor she has. These Protectors of Heaven did their work, right? Man, oh man, did they ever. They're pricey, of course. They're very, very pricey. I think they actually cost too much. For what they are compared to other green infantry. But maybe it's fine. I mean, they do have shields a bit. Because they're really like purplish infantry with an anti-large bonus with those stats. And they are Imperial. Alright, so what we do now is take advantage of that to move in here, and now we'll be making them much weaker now. Because the Weapon Crafter, of course, gives AP damage, so now we will take our rightful place as the ruler of the Weapon Crafter. My favorite building in the game. 5 AP damage faction-wide.
为了天下和睦，正在行进。
静下心来，
Now we believe in a single decisive
不
battle.
断前行。
谨遵命令。
Who has siege weapons? Nobody.
拿起精神来，保护江山。
Obviously, we lose the little bit of movement that we would have needed to get it, but hey, what are you gonna do?
拿起武器，
It's the last they'll see of this.
见识一下我们的激情。养兵千日，用兵一时。
正在行进，
迈向胜利。不能这样，
Sweet.
消灭敌军。
And then here we've got like 4% left hitting Sun Jian here. Beautiful.
呀，呀，
Man, that siege though.
下之于地，上参于天。
You know, is there a button to say put all the art reinforced? Is there a mod for that? I gotta look it up because it looks stable enough to me. In case you're reinvigorated, indeed. Because it looks stable enough to
信
me.
念如一，这便是上天的恩赐。杀呀！
And there's plenty of times when, I mean, like, I would prefer 4 armies to come out. Like, I think that's much cooler. Plus, you know, because otherwise it's more like there's a practical cap on having 2 around. Game Charles, yeah, you know, like the way that the sky is over the lower Yangtze in the winter, or the fog, even when it's not really that foggy. Have you ever looked at a tree? Have you ever looked this close? And beautifully,
火吧！
this army just goes for the full smash.
今日此胜，乃承天之恩泽。只有稳固发展，人们才会交口称赞。
And gets it all the way done. This is Hanfu's kid, yeah. Yeah, I was like, 'cause this guy, I was thinking of playing Hanfu, because he's got all these great traits. You know, he doesn't start with maimed. But his armor's not like that good for a champion, which is a shame. It gets him some block, but you know, it's like, you want like 70 or 80 armor on a champion. You don't want to see 35 or 38. That's like a specialist champion, right? Like Zuchu has that much, but he's a special boy. You can't judge him by that armor total alone. All right.
向世人宣告我军大业。
不断前行，一往无前，考虑不周。
All right, Qinggong stuck.
专心守贞，心
So
存
let's see
智
how
慧。
this works. All right, so we got Qinggongs, and then we want to drop.
欢迎，我们谈谈吧。
All right, well, that's not how we wanted it to happen. So there's like a... Oh, you probably recall it from here, and that's the panel that you're supposed to do. Oh well, I made a mistake. That means Dongbai's army is one of the ones that gets a thing.
It's
like they say they don't get along, but they're loyal like brothers, you know. It's they're fine. Peace, you say? And 60,000. Oh, he's upside down on food. Shame. But why take what I can... Why take in diplomacy what I can take in the field of battle? Alright, so that was... You know, I think what I love about this game most, gameplay-wise, is that I actually quite enjoy siege defenses. Because even when you lose, you feel like... I mean, all the maps are pretty okay, and some of them are quite nice, but, you know, it's just... I'm feeling very nice about winning that fight. I feel very, very pleased. Sure, all I did was, like, stick on him for a super long time, but hey, you know, that took courage, and, when Kim and I can remember, it's like, you're trying to kidnap what I have rightfully stolen. We've been hired to start a war. It's long and prestigious. No, it's the long and glorious tradition. It's a prestigious line of work with a long and glorious tradition. There you go. You can't just say a couple of the words wrong in a Princess Bride quote where somebody will notice. It might be me. It might be me that notices. But a nice level 10 Poyong. And of course now the Sun family is, you know, there. We know it's all over, but the shouting. There will likely be another battle or two, but of course they're toasted. Because we're just going to make a beeline for it, and there's naught they can do. Oh yeah, definitely looks like there'll be another fight to be had, though. Little ambush here. Yeah, we'll have at least one more great brawl with the luminaries, including our girl. Hello, my name is Qiuliju. You've done nothing to me in particular. Prepare to die. Indeed. They're like, stop saying that. It's like, hello, would you consider being my vassal? If not, prepare to die. Good stuff. You know... Old Mandy, what a guy. A great theater performer as well as you know, cinema there. You know, he's beloved for the Inigo Montoya thing, but he also had
力求上进，
quite a career. There's what's the name of it? Sundays in the Park with George? Yeah, Sundays in the Park with George is this play about a painter in Mandy originates it. I think it's a Sondheim, but I'm not like an expert in it. But there's a song in it called "Finishing the Hat" or "Finishing a Hat." I don't remember which. Finishing a hat. Yeah, it's probably a hat. But he there's a video recording of him doing it, which is like super awesome. I'm not that familiar with the entire play, but I have watched his performance of Finishing a Hat hundreds of times. Finishing a Hat is one of those songs where when I heard it for the first time, I was like, I need to listen to this as many times as possible until I don't feel any of this anymore. It was just so extraordinarily moving to me, and music is often like that to me. And I think I had not been familiar with it until, it must be Sondheim, because like now I'm tracing it back. I'm like, because Sondheim died, of course, as is the fate of all men. And I had been, looking through, his work and things that I hadn't been as familiar with, because he's got his very famous stuff and then other stuff too. But one of my family members is, in that sort of broad sphere academically, and I was talking about it, and every time I talk about some play to them, they're like, they don't say this, but I get the impression that they're like, you really should have heard of this already. They're like, this was famous in like 1984, so I don't see why. No, I feel like I needed to tell you to watch Assassins. And I'm like, but it's so cool. They're like, yeah, but it's not exactly current. Anyway. You got no hurdles. It's a better manual battling. I'll get you Charles. To the pain. Man, that movie, the book too. The book, I love the book, but the movie, of course, I feel like more people have been touched by it. And Peter Falk is the narrator, great stuff. I didn't watch Columbo, or don't remember having watched it whenever I was young or anything, because, Columbo is an old show even for me. I feel like Spielberg directed the first episode, back when he did television, sometimes. But I've been watching, I've watched some of it before, it's amazing, but I was watching some of that today whenever I was taking my nap. And it made it hard to fall asleep from my nap. I'm like, man, this is too engaging of an episode. Are they gonna catch this guy or what? I love Columbo. Columbo's great stuff. But what do we want here? Yeah, we never built our 1%. Or our +1, not 1%, our 1 charge bonus. It's alright. 5 armies here. 5 armies here. What am I, a terrible Hobbit movie? Yes! Found a way to say it. Just saying what we were all obviously thinking. The Cliffs of Insanity! Hurry up! Hurry up! But I guess really, okay, so the really great thing, though, about Protectors of Heaven is they're a 200 model unit, and that makes them, they get the commensurate HP boost to go along with it. The old Columbo wife. I think I'm with Columbo and Steven service of wife. See, she just doesn't read the things I tell her. It's like, what are you gotta, what are they called? Slides. You know, she looks at these gemstones. She really likes them. You know, somebody like there's a comment on Reddit or whatever about. I mean, yeah, let's declare war on Menghuo for sure. About like what if Columbo was trying to catch the Dexter fellow from the television program, which I didn't really watch, but I saw a couple of, and I was like, this is fine. I don't really watch very much TV, you know. If I do, it tends to be a show like that or like Columbo, where it's like, you know, rather than being like a progressive drama, like I like a procedural show. I find them comforting, you know. But it just depends, you know. Like my favorite Star Trek is, you know, Deep Space Nine, which is a very, like, narrative-driven one. Which, that's probably, like, my favorite TV show. Because it's been my favorite longer than The Sopranos. You know, Supleon never had it in there to be a varsity athlete. We make a whole bunch of things. So, okay, that's the answer, was just partially yes. Yeah, well, you know, because usually he is really very good at his job, right? It's like, you know, where he differs from like a Sherlock character who just discovers what went wrong, you know, out of nowhere. He often gets them to tell him. Which I enjoy that measure of it, you know, like how it's more of a fun little psychological tricksy thing that he seems to be playing. You know, he's investigating, but like, you know, just like you said there with the wife stories, like his method of being disarming, his overall demeanor. Because like a haughty jerk of a detective is fun, but it's not as fun as the bumbling guy in the beat down car who is constantly, you know, apologizing to you, but like, you know, still has this annoying habit of suddenly figuring it out. No, it's just great. And structurally, I like Columbo, and why I recommend it to people is because it's filmed very well. It's not a modern show. It doesn't feel like a modern show. I haven't watched like the really later seasons, but I hope they keep most of like the cinematography principles. It takes its time. It'll let you watch a character's face for several seconds. It'll let you see a guy put on gloves and then take off gloves. It'll be more patient with the scene, and it lets you like see what's going on. It's less of a, now we're gonna go to the lab. It's, if they ever go to the lab shows up in a crumpled piece of paper, and then Columbo pulls like a bullet out of his pocket. He's like, but you see, sir, I dug this bullet out of that wall 3 hours ago and sent it to ballistics. Well, Blanc. Well, totally in the spirit of fair play, right? And that's the real distinction. You know, you're not trying to solve it in Columbo, but you're trying to figure out how he's gonna solve it. And that's why I think it's a wonderful show. You see usually the murder, but you always, like, I think always see the perpetrator at the beginning of the episode. There's no question who has done it, but you're trying to untangle why. You're trying to untangle how they're gonna try to get away with it. What are they gonna say? What can you glean early about their personality from their mannerisms and the things that they're doing? You know, can you anticipate what kind of mistake they're going to make? And that's why I like the show. But I admit I don't know very much about his, you know, reputation broadly, but I have watched The Princess Bride many hundreds of times. I'm not trying to brag, but it's true. And a good bit of Columbo. It's a great show, though. Like I said, I haven't seen the whole thing, but the first couple of seasons are incredible, and a real time capsule too of you know, it lets you see both visually how the past was like, and then, you know,
非暴虐诸侯之天下。
just how the whole, like, cinematographical, the aspect of cinematography, like where it's just very different in philosophy, in shot composition, and I think, you know, really exposes how much better the past was than the present. No, it's not fair. You can't be like, well, this is better than CSI Miami. I don't think they were trying to make CSI Miami the kind of show that I thought was great. It was just supposed to be fun. You know, you could put your sunglasses on or off, depending on if you're going in or outside. Do we take this hit here? Yeah.
承天所助，我军必胜。
He gets like, oh, he got it. Story-wise, he dueled against Sun Jian and won. Well, good for him. I'm just glad that the modders found a way to stop the computer from stealing people's weapons whenever they're kids, right? That's awesome.
这次饶你
Because there used to be no chance that my girl ever got her stuff. Like they took her bow away, but you know, the binding thing, it's very cool. I like that. But we're gonna hit here.
此地百姓不多，但足以为天下
And now,
所
of
用。
course, we toss them out, and we can run right back here. Brutal. And she can get some Janbei. Some of them because he needs to get a proper retinue. Not that Janbei aren't good, it's just somebody else could get him, and he's the only one. Then get these. We'll keep the Qin Royal Guard, you know, because they're the Qin Royal Guard. And of course, that trust being in their trees is pretty nice here too. They'll be, yeah, I mean, they're pretty good. With the right commander, right, you know, they go from all right to very good indeed. And if we had all the horde buildings, I'm sure that they will just, like, have cartoon levels of power.
杀呀！
Speaking of, the big guy doesn't have any here. Let's go ahead. Oh, we gotta get a... Yeah, we'll just make,
出发！进岗！点燃激情，痛击敌军！
每一步都
It's
颇
like
具
you
智
you
慧。
can't move through the
怒吼
ports
吧！
of your friend, which is, I'm almost certain a,
心怀怒火，奋
oh
勇
yeah,
杀敌！
Gunning, my man.
释放怒火，
Almost
消灭敌
certainly
军！
like a, you know, a choice, because that's you know, obviously a base game thing. You can't move through an allied city because you can't garrison an allied city, so there's no spot for you to do that. There's no legal movement place that moves through the bottleneck of the port. It's how I imagine it is.
团结一心。
Sometimes, whenever I don't understand something, I'll just imagine that I understand the solution and then consider it to basically be like that and move on. In this, I
我
resemble
军如有天助，
the masses
气
of
焰
men.
大盛。此城甚善，先收下了。
Living life of quiet desperation and getting poison volley quite late, but that's okay. That's all part of the fun. Speaking of late, these Merc Archers don't need to be here. We'll keep his local flavor, though. That's who we are now. Let's get some of the Oil Archers. We want to see what they... Alright, what do they do? They have 4 shots. I just want to use them. We'll get 1. If they, like, shoot a thing of oil on the ground that you catch on fire, that's sick. I don't know. I haven't seen them in the rework, so we're going to check them out. We're going to get a white dragon crossbow for, you know, the old bombard suppression thing, now that we've got access to them. And then these sworn blades are not needed anymore, since we can protect, oh heaven. Yeah, so with a proper commander, look at the stats of these protectors of heaven that we had in that battlefield, right? 82 melee evasion, 94 armor, because that is the power of a horde. Bombers, okay, like fireball on a non-general. Oh, that could be very fun. If they're all doing it, that'll be an extraordinarily devastating thing. How exciting. Yeah, let's upgrade his a bit too, and we don't really need these hidden axes here. Couple more guys in the front. Good, good, good. And their army is imperialed up some.
人口还算稳固。
Yalu's not 8 yet. And that way is like... Oh, well, you know, why don't we go this way too? We have no idea what's going to happen the other way around.
定国安民，万万不可，拿起武器，不可能这样做。
This commandery is so good for peeking out your head and hitting people, but also it's good for bandits or yellow turbans to be able to raid for public order problems, right? Because it's so annoying to get up there at them. But yes, our tremendous power,
坚持不懈，
our totally fair thing. Well, I mean,
正
hey,
在行进。
it's not like I've got an outsized amount of forces here. They just brought 4 stacks. Sure, a couple of them were vessels, but they brought 4 stacks, you know, so it's not like we're picking on them. They're fine. You might look at the map and think they're not doing so good compared to me, but hey. They could surrender if they wanted to. They can't. The game won't let them. Ammo faction wide, don't mind if I do. Like blasting charges, ooh. You know, if I theorize the explosive arrows as blasting charges, then I want to use them. Because a blasting charge is like, that's my idea of a great time for a special ammo, because you have so few shots that you don't run out and worry about using them. As opposed to like the Slayer Pirate of the world, where you have so few shots, but you want more of them. If you had more blasting charges, they just wouldn't work anyway. You know, usually. Sometimes. I'm gonna get 2 charges on some Wu Engineers one day, right? We will. Is he just thinking a lot? He does have a lot to think about. He's got to spin up armies and armies and armies. He's got to scream internally about how it all went wrong. He's got to consider handing over the Imperial Jade Seal. Where's Lucia, I wonder? Haven't seen her. Well, the music died. Hey, a long, long time ago, Total War 3 Kingdoms made me think that it was gonna crash. But I knew if I just believed. Oh, y'all, so, if you love Weird Al like I do, he recently did a Tiny Desk just a few days ago, and he played Saga Begins, so spoilers there. He did not play Albuquerque, of course he didn't. That would be too amazing. Yeah. And he led off with Skipper Dan, which is a great song from
我们将重拾
his
自由。
later career, I would call it, so probably like the mid 2010s or whatever, but it's great fun. Oh no! Oh, we dropped our armies over in Korea, now we're gonna have to... I should have remembered that she hates us. But fortunately, we have a heroic victory here. You work for me. You work for me.
准备开战吧。
But we'll just... I'm not worried about the Korean front. We're just gonna stick some armies over here to keep her down, and then... Our character will join their faction? Oh, yeah, this is fine. This guy, so how it works is if you get people that are from a ruling family... He's a member of our family somehow. Sure. But yeah, we'll get rid of him.
你我所见略同。
Good old American Pie.
力求上进。
Whenever I was a kid, I had read an essay about it in a book where explained all the references or whatever. It was on the radio. My mom's like, "What's all this about?" And I'm like, "Well, you see." Perfectly describing a bunch of boring references. No, that's not fair to American Pie. I think it's a good song. It's it's not as good as The Saga Begins. Or The Saga Begins, whichever.
怒吼吧！
But I would compare listening to Weird Al to having a big bowl of sauerkraut every single morning. It's good for you.
对此加以利用吧。
Aha! Alright, so here's the thing that we definitely I need to talk about with them, because this is a constant thing we've been seeing, that the factions of these guys are getting very great troops in their retinues, and then the army of the leader itself is running around with crummy stuff. Of course, he's broke now, but I feel like his retinue is probably always like this, because there's a lot of Wu retinues that don't have, I mean, look at this, right? He's affording, Imperial Gate Guards, but they're not spending them on the army that should matter the most, which is just a little interesting. But I'll make a post, because we noticed that with Yuan Shao as well, right? Who had, I think an archer militia or something silly, while everybody else was having a party.
"万民之声不可小觑，只有稳固发展，人们才会交口称赞。
A would-be assassin. Oh, I've never seen this before. I have always gotten stabbed by the would-be assassin and taken a wound. Chen Gong apparently is good enough at fighting off the assassin. He's an ex-soldier, aptly skilled in combat himself. Very nice. Oh, you know your enemy and yourself. Yeah, I could probably bang out a parody of it pretty quick. you know, the more referential you are, the easier it is. And you know, I have a great gift for rhyme. Yes, yes, some of the time. No, my preferred, like, poetic construction doesn't involve end rhyme, because I consider it too, like, simple. There's a thing John Milton wrote about it. Oh, boy.
拿起武器，杀呀！
Where he talked about how, I don't know the exact thing off the top of my head, but, you know, it's about how end rhyme is, like, some weak sauce, and, you know, you don't need to do that. There's definitely potential, indeed. I, you know, as a guitar owner,
一往无前。
no, I don't know how to play American
心境
Pie.
澄澈，天下庶几可
If
定。
if I ever pick up my guitar again, no, no, my hand problems are considerable, unfortunately. But bells and drums. Oh, a little charge resist and a morale thing, so that's cool. But I would just learn mountain goat songs.
充实巨言。
No, not really. I would try to learn how to play, you know, like the really easy classical guitar pieces. Something distractingly you're trying to know though, maybe introduced. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe. I do have zero work ethic. But I am imagining how it'll go. Is he even supposed to be? Is this like a good place to be? I don't think so. Yeah, no, he's like in the woods. I'm not sure what he's got going on.
拿起武器，绝不畏惧。以柔克刚，为天下黎民，冲啊！开战！
But the mighty horde is all here, right? Like this is
消灭敌军。
game crashes. It's like, oh, if you have 4 armies on your side, that's not okay. Love that item.
都放了吧。
Yeah, I think we were joking earlier, but yeah, I think honestly the trees down here are harder on my computer. Just being here on the map, looking like this, than being on that battlefield with 6,000 extra models on it. Hello. Sorry, I do not know how to say your name, my friend, but it is good for you. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome to the eventual triumph, right? We're about to be knocking on the door of the capital of Wu, and as you see here, well, they're gonna lose. We, for once, showed up to the party with everybody.
准备就绪，永不退缩。
Yeah, if he just, like, runs off, are you in an OFT? Like, all the thinking he did on his turn, and now, yeah, he's just hanging out in the trees. He's, dare I say it, really pulling a Yuan Shao here. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, what are you gonna do? Gotta do something, old man? He is now, of course, a proper old man. He must be, what, 55? No, even older than that, maybe. Because he's quite young at the events of the beginning, but... So who do we play next? Liu Chong again? Try to do it all over? No. My desire for variety must stop me from doing it. Ah, he has my seal. Ah, hello, Ali. Welcome, welcome. you two would never run off. Yes. You got me there, Luke. You got me.
竟已致远，不行，为了大
I
业，
thought I knew where you were going with it.
各就各位。
I was like, I don't think you like that guy much.
神令朕
But you know, he's 58 now, you know, and
春季万物生长，百花齐放。
of course he's got flames and tenacity. He's a great fighter, but he's not like as great as our people are. He couldn't beat like Yalu in a fight.
打起精神来！
Ah, well, speaking of a nice fair 1v1,
拿起武器！
if he runs from this, amazing.
点燃激情！
Well, now he's locked in here with me, the
该当如此。悉听
the leader of the, you know, we charge off into the marshes and the rice paddies there, and the rest of our troops just sigh and we're like, well, you know, the old man, he's got a lot to prove. You know, the Book of the Han tells us that the Wuhuan people, the Book of the Later Han tells us, not the Han, the Book of the Later Han, I think it's a later book than the first one, tells us that the Wuhuan people, you know, prize bravery and youth and look down on, you know, timidity and old age. You know, they don't really respect their elders much. You got to prove that you're still powerful, right? And so that's what he's doing here. After all, everybody's here, and what, he's gonna not chase after him? Do you think Qiuliju is one read The Art of War? Nah. Somebody else in this faction has that
打起
book.
精神来！
He doesn't even have his bow? What have we done with him? Shashu, give me that bow. Here we go. Good night, Ellie. It's good to see you. You don't know English, only Arabic. Ah, well, I'm afraid that, yes, I'm on the other side of that divide, but it's cool that you like this game too. That's awesome. Always cool to see
为了
people
天下大业，
enjoying what I enjoy. I always kind of wonder, like, what Chinese people think about, like, people, like, in Three Kingdoms stuff.
形势
You know, is it
谨慎
like,
保证机密
like how Italians feel about people liking Rome? Where they're like, yeah, whatever, don't talk to me? No, I imagine it's, broadly speaking, like how people everywhere kind of like it when people have an interest in their history that aren't from that area. Yeah, well, you know, the Wuhan horde's marching in. And it looks like there will at least be a battle there. They should let me have all 4 of mine. Safety depends on opportunity. Yeah, all right. So they're following up behind here. This doesn't matter at all, of course. I don't even know where this is. None. Okay, I know where that is. But while they're worrying about that, because of course we're just gonna cut the legs right out, you know, take the emperor's seat, and then, you know, Oh, right, we forgot to... Yes, our superior, 339 kills on this. Make it make sense. I guess there's some... Okay, there's a bunch of zero armor, but they got shields. I don't know. Amazing.
放他们回家去吧。
You know, if she keeps on attacking like that, then... Yanbai Hu, you're alive? And crucially, of course, fighting the good fight and dealing with... Oh, they made it across the river there. Bum, bum, bum. Alright, it's not really a problem that they're over here. I mean, like, abstractly it could be, but obviously we're a player and we know how this game works.
消灭敌军。
Glorious day! The game crashes just zooming into where we'll be fighting, jeez. Well, you know. Also not bad, Korean Morales, indeed. Oh, well. It'll be a... Look, you don't auto-resolve the battle against a fellow emperor. You don't do it. You give them... You give them the field. I mean, you do if you've already beat them up a few times. But, you know, you give them the field here. And, of course, they'll, And we even approach from the high ground. Beautiful. And we will slightly outrange their towers. And, yeah, just get to burning.
鼓起勇气， 准备开战。
Because having this, like, this is hysterical how good this is as a position, right? Visibility, really great arcs coming in, and obviously they'll have to try to come through the trees, and that won't work.
骑兵准备，准备开战。
If we don't get his head in the seal, we can pretend exactly so, you know. The game won't let them capitulate, but I think it's clear that they would.
弓箭准备，
I'm really glad we had that siege defense.
我方援兵。
Man, I was in my feelings. You know, it's so silly, right? But if I think I know how something's gonna go and then it doesn't, it's so strange.
加快速度，
Because, like, I don't think I can predict the future. Like, my self-concept isn't, like, attached to being able to predict the future. Haha, yeah. Here we go. We knew you had some bravery in you. I think we should duel him. We'll duel you first.
看我取你首级！
He has to prove himself, right? The old guy, you know, this is what it's all about for him. Cause Luban is here too. Yeah, we gotta.
实际一致，动作快点儿，快跑，加速前进，速速前进，加快脚步，加速前进。
And he'll be like, "Don't worry, Dad. I'll support you."
自杀，快点儿，加快速度，进攻！
赶快，赶快，加快脚步！骑兵在此，动作快点儿！
骑兵在此，
快射，快射！
步兵在此，
Yeah. Well, you know, he's trying his best. My dude's got a big axe, and he's really connecting a lot with it. You know, it's alright. We'll read it as, he thought this guy was the one in charge whenever he challenged him. Oh yeah, we could have been using our abilities. That would have been good. Oh, he didn't have evasion anyway. He gets Unity of the Suns? Come on, buddy, you can still win. You swing slightly faster. It's down to this. It's the last moment. Oh no, he choked us out. Oh no. Oh no, he got us. Well, you know, the Emperor had to try. That's what we get. I think he definitely would have lost to the big dude. This will no doubt lead to people thinking that he shouldn't run things anymore. After all, the position of the elder of the Wuhuan people is not hereditary. I mean, losing a duel doesn't make you unfit, though. It was two old men fighting, at least there's that. Yalu would have won. But of course, Yalu is an entirely different class of character than her father. She's a beast. She's the best around. No one's gonna ever bring her down. And now their busted guys are showing up. I'm like, did we burn all this down? No, we're actually still taking... No, we're outside of the tower fire. That's good. But of course, the outcome of this battle was never in doubt. It was only the outcome of the duel that was in doubt. We also, you know, we didn't use our abilities. We could have buffed him up a little bit, a lot bit. You know, there was roars we could have done, because roar, well, that's evasion, but yeah. Anyway, we could have taken it with, I mean, any of the, well, it was also because he had a massive axe with huge AP. Qiuliju had like 100 armor, but, you know, the AP. Maybe he could have beaten the big guy, but one guy was just too strong. And these Jingzhou Noble Guards come out, only to discover they're fighting Qin Royal Guard, the most amazing unit in the game. Look at them. Beautiful. And this just goes to show that you don't need to be good at the game. All you need to do is have more armies. No, a great battle, a decisive victory, and if our faction leader didn't win the duel, it's fine. He met his match. But he still choked him out on the battle map.
乱军终于得以平息。
Bum, 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 bum. He's 59. Yeah, that's it's too old to be running stuff here.
这次饶你们一命。
Well, it doesn't give us the seal, but we can still pretend. Oh, look at that. Okay, that I didn't know about that, so that was very relevant too, right? Huangai was fatigue immune. We didn't know that. The Elite Trainer is, of course, one of the best items in the entire game, with just stats that are broadly amazing. And, of course, Sun Jian. You think others will follow in your footsteps? I don't think so, man.
这样我们就摆脱
The rest
这
of
个
your
人设
family can be released, of
都放了吗？
course. All I did was prove his people's point. You know, you're right, yeah.
谨遵命令，悉心节约，待时而发。
And yeah, Ganning can get the horse. He's the heir, after all. No, we'll give it to Qiuliju.
威加海内，乱世随
She's
令
our，favorite, after all.
心有所欲，因而导
Where's
致
she at?。
唯有扫清六合，天下才能平定。勇夺荣耀，
志行天
Oh
下。
no, she's over here.
此为苍生黎民之天下，
Alright, well.
非暴虐诸侯之天下。
One last battle before we go.
开战！正气如
Alright,
火，
who's got-
熊熊不息。拿起武器，
Who's got the bigger siege train? Yes.
淹没敌军，
Dongbai's wise army will take the lead.
立马出击！
Bum 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 bum.
挽弓预射，则屏息凝神。
我军所向披靡。此为苍生黎民之
And
天
we
下
want。to bring only the greatest of armies here. This one's a little beat up, but I mean, them being here, well, I mean,
威加海内，乱世遂定。
心境澄澈，天下庶几可定。
悉听尊便，心有所欲，因而导之。
yeah. He should have challenged one of the young Sun family members. You know, that's what would have impressed him. Yeah, exactly, you know. What do they care if he beats the emperor? No, you beat their old man, great job. You beat the best old man that they had to offer down here. Yeah.
秩序紧
You know,
还可定。
I guess, you know, and he must have understood that too, you know, and he just wanted his hurrah.
深思熟虑，
定乱安民。潮起潮落，足以磨平巨石。
If we... I mean, Yalu doesn't have to be here. They've had plenty of great times this story.
智
Yeah.
慧如流水。
All right, let's get to it. Luban for the Fourth Army. Yeah, you know, because the future belongs to the youth.
怒吼
And we've
吧！
got, you know, Ganning here, and then we've got representatives from the other houses as well. So perfect.
杀呀！
And we'll give him Heavenly Fire, bringing him up to 100 armor, as is tradition.
要如高山一般屹立不倒。
And this, which of course with your tenacity gets very, very punchy indeed. Honor Churchill's. Oh, but that would make her lose the set bonus. Yes, we don't want to lose the set bonus. We'll give it to somebody else.
不露声色。
Oh, right, and the fatigue immunity thing.
快去！
Oh, well that... Oh, this is perfect, yeah, because Dongbai makes people upset with the tantrum, but then we can make them all fatigue immune. There you go. Alright.
唯有扫清六合，天下才能平定。
Well, guys, I guess it's time to win.
遵命。
I'm going to take a short break before the battle.
开战！
Obviously, we'll win, but equally obviously, when a big, awesome retinue comes for the level 10 Imperial City. I think it's level 10. No, just level 9 here. The level 9 Imperial City. You know, and they finally have a garrison in it too. And we will joyously beat up on them and do the traditional, post-mortem of the gameplay and talk about what comes next and stuff. Giving me time to have some ramen tonight. Anyway, I'll be right back. See you in a couple minutes. All right. All right.
金光日暮，多
Well,
感悲秋。
it's the final battle. The autumn of 213, turn 117, and all is well. We're gonna build her horde up real quick. We're just Just gonna do our thing here. We're gonna spend all our money. Oh, we built 2 Fletchers. It let us build 2 of them. Well, you know. She really...
拿起武器。
I think only one of them has an effect. Yeah, I think only one of them has an effect. Maybe the ammo works. Maybe the range increase doesn't work? I think we're seeing that the range increase from Fletchers doesn't work. No, that's range damage on that. The range is a different. I think. Yeah, I was like, I thought it worked. It does. It's on Saddlemaker. That's why it doesn't work, because we didn't have it on. Saddlemaker gives you 25 post-battle loot. Pretty good. Fletcher's is replenishment. Oh, that's interesting. I thought it would be more like the Forge one for the 3%, but you get replen there and you get replen for another one, so that's pretty interesting. All right. Good enough for me.
迅速出击。
Time for a battle where we have a ton more troops than they do, equal amounts of troop quality, and siege weapons. It's gonna be
我等
great.
将奋力杀敌。
We have work to do today. Let heaven observe, says Dongbai helpfully. Don't get me started on the Lady of the Three Arms. She knows all about what we're about to do.
我们将横扫此地，只留下敌军的尸
We
骸。
shall leave nothing but their broken
4时
bodies.
转换不停，我们征战不息。
All right, all right. Oh, well, it's raining. All of our reinforcements coming from that way, which means we should be fighting over here. Because the thing about the range increase, yeah, now that we have it, I'm like, yeah, look at this. We have an extreme range, so we can just get everything we need done. It does not apply to the artillery. I think this is smart. I don't know if it's like supposed to apply to the artillery, but I think it is wise to not have it apply to the artillery. And here, of course, we're just going to very quickly burninate all of them down. Gunning gets here. Very nice. You know, he deserves to be here. Like, I don't know what they're shooting at, but I bet they'll hit it. Yep, and just like that, the first Bastion artillery is gone. Oh, you're running a little bit forward here, guys. Alright. It's alright. You hit that wall. the Swift skirmishers, we should just get out here. They're getting mauled. Run away, guys. There we go, and the walls come crumbling down. And the Royal Guard bounce inside here. They're in the right place at the right time. The Onyx Dragons are here and nobody else to help them. And straight through the breach. Boom! A perfect, a beautiful, a devastating charge. Onyx Dragons have a lot of evasion, but what they can't do is much about this. And now they're too late getting in, right? Now we're already in the breach in the wall. And Gan Ning now, you know, knowing how everybody saw the fall. Oh, come on, game. Yeah, let's do this. He's highly evasive, but that's okay. We have 100% armor, so he basically won't hurt us. So now we need to beat, you know, the hero here, so we can show off in front of the army. You know, Gan Ning was one of the first inside of the walls, and now he's gonna fight a duel, you know, to show up the old man a little bit. And of course, our very devastating fire coming in over the top here. They can't do too much about it. And Gan Ning, the guy who I'm always dissing, does amazing. No, I don't even remember why I didn't like him in the campaign we had him. Because I wanted him to be like better at dueling or something. I don't recall. I think I never used his ability right either, so I never saw the glory of the one-shot. And, you know, the rest of the generals, chastened by the reports that Gan Ning is in there defeating the enemy commander, while they're out watching and commanding the artillery, race inside. You know, that's the sort of thing that is very damning to your future, especially because it's true. To be fair, they didn't know he was going to do all that, or they would have went in to watch. Gan Ning wins and gets a full heal. Beautiful stuff. And we'll duel Sun Jian if we can. We'll beat him very badly. But we can't be fighting Imperial Gate Guards here with our horsemen. It's not any kind of solution. We need to get... Yeah, we need to get dedicated crossbow fire onto the unshielded gate guards as we can. They're en route here. That's beautiful. Watch them all fall down. Liang Mao is doing awesome. And Gan Ning is now gonna take a duel here. Proving once again that the Wuhuan people are correct. Oh, and now Dongbai's gonna go holler at him. They've never been married, but that doesn't mean that she's not gonna give him some tips on how to behave. She's our special girl. Hollers at him, throws the tantrum. Of course, he's fatigue immune, so what does he care? Dongbai means, well, he knows that. That did very well, that flinging did. Alright, we need to back up here. We got a firebomb to toss. Show me the money. Show me the money. 26 right now. We could get so many... Oh, yes. That is awesome. You know, maybe he didn't get a ton of the kills off of it, but we know that that was awesome. Amazing. And then he runs in, not to be outdone, hits a set flames. Oh my! Gan Ning actually is losing this duel terribly. How? Man. I'm pretty surprised. I guess he swings 40 times? But I mean, you'd think we would have won. Oh, because Binding Fury removes all the armor. I forgot about that. So he was doing, because I thought he would only be doing, you know, half of the damage. Well, you know, we still win. He just doesn't get to show off as much as he wanted to. Isn't Sun Jian kind of old? Yeah, he's gonna mess up his own claims. There's gonna be a lot of consternation in the ruling figures here with their performance. But I mean, it's no great shame to like kill a few hundred people in battle and then suffer a wound and have to run out. It's no great shame to win one duel, kill 200 people, and then lose a duel afterward, you know. If anything, people might think you're just a little too, like, up and at 'em, right? You know, they might think, okay, that guy's a little too enthusiastic. But not like, this dude isn't good. This guy's not cool. Alright, let's get out here. We need to throw a firebomb. Dongbai is flipping out, of course, and that's bad, but we can't stop it because, you know, unruly. Firebomb went well enough. Just to see what they, not to see what they do. Yeah, you know, if they showed up, then I would use them, maybe. They're like, well, they're like, aren't you every, you know, don't you have like this huge list of accomplishments? It's like, but I thought you'd be impressed. Yeah, there we go. Speaking of impressed. Oh, he's on foot. Oh, he's on foot. I gotta get it. Oh, no, 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 no. That's bad. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I understood my danger too late. He was on foot. Gotta be afraid of him. He swings really fast, right? The Unity of the Suns. No, but like, something makes him swing faster than you would expect. Because he's got 40 as a man. Oh no, he just has the martial G and then probably just a couple things. How is this? 40 times. Yeah, it's a lot of times. Now we're sort of getting badly hiccuped here by everybody dying, but that's okay. It's just time to move the next troops in. After all, there are plenty more where those came from. I think they're army lossing, actually, which makes sense, because... Yep. But not these guys, who, even with army losses on... Oh, negative 90 from army losses wasn't enough to break them because their morale was so high from the duel and everything else, yeah. Well, you know, a glorious fight, a ton of fun, and obviously it's great to take... I mean, you know who would have been great in all these duels? Zhang Yuyin would have won them very handily. But of course, he wasn't on the field, unfortunately. I love this guy. The Yu is now on the short list, just so I can have him for certain. I think you can set your watch by that guy. That is not a guy who loses duels. It'll be a very high quality foe indeed. You know, like a Zhu Huang or a Zhao Yun sort of character. I checked out Stylized Mace. Stylized Mace now does only regular damage. So, and the effect is much less important. It's like a lower penalty. So, I think he wouldn't even be in that list anymore. And there we go. The horsemen ride over China. I mean, mainly infantry, right? Mainly infantry and archers. For all of the affection that I have for steppes tribes and stuff, I really don't have the soul of one, do I? I just can't make cav archers work. I'm not good enough. It's alright. He got the 6 successful duels there, but yeah. Favorite character? Was he? I mean, sure. I like him. Can't say his name. Doesn't prove anything. 42 million population. Of course, most of that we borrowed from other people. It's a good campaign, you know. 538 kills by one character. No longer emperor. The kingdom of Wu has fallen. Victory complete. The whole of China will rejoice in our name. Their empire dissolves. And we vassalize the kingdom of Wu, leading to, of course, the ultimate victory. And there you have it. Ain't that a pretty sight? And we still don't know what happened in Shu at all. Who's next? That's a good question, right? Let's look at the map right now. Let's brainstorm a little bit before we end the video. All right, so who's cool? Who's somewhere we want to be? We don't want to play up here again, probably, because we just did.
心境澄澈，天下庶几可定。
汉家天下虽已分崩离析，但其精神却由诸位帝室宗亲继承。
And yeah, you know, and
乃是不胜。
眼见董卓祸
But
乱
maybe-
天下，刘备是要
Zhao
根除
Chupan.
乱政。
Wang Sheng could be very
光
fun,
复
right?
汉
Because
室
he's the one with the hilarious. He would be great. He would be very, very fun for me, just like as a performer, right? You know, because his campaign's whole thing is very funny. I feel like that would be easy to riff on. Good troops, and you know he wants to be, you know, languorous. Chupan would be amazing, right? Chupan has a tiger. Chupan rides a tiger, y'all. Zhuhao has us start with, you know, really respectable things, and then of course he lets our armies be amazing, which is, you know, great fun. Of course, take it slow as him, right? Yeah, you gotta. So I guess Liu Bei was overly glorified by Romans of the Kingdoms. Yeah, you know, I've come to appreciate that now that I'm like an adult, but that is not the take that I had whenever I was a kid. Or, you know, like a year ago when I started playing. I'm like, yeah, I mean, I guess he was supposed to be emperor, right? Everybody else was a jerk. Thoroughly propagandized. Yanbaihu? No, I wouldn't choose to do Yanbaihu if we were over here, because Yotu is new and also a bandit in the neighborhood, and I'd prefer that. There is always Liu Chong again. Zhongjin, he has his unique units now, which I think are like explosive archers or something. There's something silly in stock, but yeah, you know, he doesn't have they've got the cool things. And he's, of course, also a faction that gets pretty good. Dong Zhuo get the horse thing? No. No, he does not. And I believe the horse thing is like causing problems still. But I mean, there is Matung, even though the horse thing is causing problems, but maybe wait and see if it gets sorted. There's Zhonglu, who has, you know, Taoism. And is a part of the map that we didn't just play in, and that I love to be in. His entire roster is unique. You know, that, maybe we'll go with that. And then I can, you know, I can pick up and wave the Laozi at people, and we'll talk about how our leadership is germane or not, to how we're supposed to behave. That could be fun. That'll give us an opportunity to, you know, push in over here, maybe acquire some D, you know, early on, love them. Yeah, that, you know, that's probably what we'll do. It's not 100% what we'll do. We might... Chupan does kind of call my name, right? I don't know if we play Chupan, if we would even want to play like full campaign. It would just depend on how things felt, I guess, but... Because I want him on his tiger, but you can't really control him because he's berserk. But if he's berserk on the tiger, that's probably fine, right? I've also been looking at this guy, Shengshun. I think he's very interesting because you can build more buildings and you get melee evasion and you get Diplo. But have you ever met a Wu engineer? You know, there's so many appealing factions. And then I heard Chunwen was really cool because you can get like a diplomatic web of the things. So, but I mean, but the unit I would want most would be this one right here.
能开创未来。
陈王刘宠是一名勇士，不但爱民如子，而且武艺高强。
敬以养神。
Or maybe.
董卓无道，暴虐四方，这一切袁术都看在眼里。
His unique mechanic
但
has
他与
besides
陶
that.
董
Oh,
联
okay.
军的其他
Unique bonuses from each alliance member as well. Oh, okay, that's fun. And 5 replen, that's nice. But you know, we could try Yuan Shao. And because I'm bad, we might lose and then, you know, play it again or
这一
something
切
else.
袁术都
But-
看在眼里。但他与陶董联军的其他诸
But,
侯反倒与董卓略有相近。火尽灰飞，
want to look,
天
yes.
下昏乱。
Yeah, we're not going to spin up the campaign today,
大
but yeah,
汉
it's
王
definitely
朝
worth a look
早
to
已
see
被
what's
腐
going
败
on.
吞噬。黄金
Interesting,
重
but
人
yeah, you know,
跨州
maybe,
联军高举大
I
旗
mean, Zhonglu makes a lot of
忠
sense.
于汉地的
to
将军
try
们
out.
立即做出回应，出兵镇压黄巾军。
I like defensive play. I like building, you know, granaries. My interpretation of Zhonglu is he's a very pro granary guy. I like granaries and people that like them back. So it just goes up, there's no like passive decrease in it, and then you can spend it. Oh, foreign replen. You got cooldowns on them, but yeah, you can get giant. Oh, that's fun. Ammo for artillery and ranged? Yeah, yeah. Negative movement range for enemy armies in the administered commandery. That's interesting. This guy's flavor text. Blue? No. My favorite color is yellow. Mayhaps you're thinking of some other Qiuliju? They had fun with that one. And these are all her brothers that hang out with us. Got it. And the fellowship here is not very evasive, but of course very high armored, super high block, and really big bonus versus large. And then they've got they got a little harmony going on. They got a little Grand Cathay, yin and yang going on here. So they give the hit and the melee AP and an aura, and then these guys give range and range damage. So that's actually very nice, right? Because we know from experience that getting 20% more range can be entirely warping to an engagement. 20% more range on a 250 archer means that you can freely shoot towers and people on top of walls or inside of, places. So that's very cool. Very, very good stuff indeed. These sharpshooters are analyze unit time fine. A decent AP amount split, but it's not that much of the regular damage, so they're a little weak. But okay, this gives them 20% more AP damage there, so I mean it's to compare it to like an archer militia with a very weak thing, it's just, but they do shoot kind of frequent. I mean, 200, not too great. They're, they've got encourage as well. Yeah, these aren't guys that you want too many of, right? This is not a unique unit that you want to see all over the place. Yeah, I feel like, you just want a couple of these on the wings sort of thing, and then you'll be filling up with generics or stuff from your allies. And of course, that's the point, right? Is you get allies, and then you're able... Yeah, exactly. You get the other better units there, and then all of a sudden... Okay, now they're inspiring the people from out of town... because obviously you get 250 range crossbows, given 20% more range. Now you're talking. And 20% more range damage. But, and that's cool. I feel like that would be very cool. But, right now I'm inclined toward Zhonglu, but it might end up being Chupan. It might end up being Zhuhao, just to stay with the new things. Because I think Zhuhao had a lot of potential for really fun gameplay for me. Although I don't know if I want army-wide stock or faction-wide stock. Like, I feel like whenever I get stock, that sort of inhibits my ability to have fun with the game, which I've said like a million times in various other things, but it's just like, if the enemy can't see you at all. I like having stock on some stuff, but when you have it on everything, they just sort of mill about, they're not really, If I was playing against a person and I had it, I still wouldn't use it right, but at least they would know I had it and could try to react or whatever. But anyway. That was an amazing time. The Wuhuan rule, that's all there is to it. I think the early campaign, it's a little tricky, but you just got to do basically what I did, Move on Gongsun immediately and find a way to win that battle. Find a way to win it. Because if you deal with it there, then he's never going to get mustered up again, and you'll be able to roll over him there, and it's just a very desirable place to be from. I feel like if you try to, get involved with the Liu Gongsun Zan thing immediately, that's a bit of a trap. Because you can diplomacy your way to a handful of turns of being fine on that front and Gongsun. If you're not already at war with them, you're gonna be. I don't know if it starts you with him, actually. But he's no friend. But it's a great time. I love bandits. I love the bandit network, and the Wuhan units. I really quite liked their purple unit and their red, foot lancer. I just don't have the spirit of the horse archer, I guess. I want to be good. I just don't know how. It's alright. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you've enjoyed. Looking at the clock, probably won't be back tonight. So maybe I'll see you guys tomorrow or sometime in the future. Yeah, and maybe tomorrow night, maybe Saturday morning, maybe tomorrow morning. You know, I don't know. But we'll definitely be back with this before too long at all. And maybe I'll see you guys there. And yep. Good night, everybody. Good night, Luke. Good night, Simon. Ellie, I think you're already gone. Good night, Ali, if you're still around. Good night, Max. Good night, Tablet. Oh, I didn't see you say hello, Tablet. I'm sorry. You may not be here. Good night, Mr. Peanut. I need a bigger... monitor for the chat. But, good night, everybody. And, or just this monitor for the chat with chat made bigger. That would work too. Mayhaps. Well, I'm gonna go, eat some rice and beans, I think. That sounds alright. Sounds good. So, good night, everybody. I will see you around.